He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball. 4 touchdown throws. It's the Bills and the Steelers on EA Sports.
Autumn has come to upstate New York. Fall colors abound, and we welcome you inside Highmark Stadium here in Orchard Park. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Buffalo Bills. First quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Well, we see the Bills offense take the field here at quarterback, Josh Allen.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah,
last week's game.
Good. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
They got the win, so you're going to give him another chance?
Give him another shot.
All right, I think the ratio's pretty good. He'll try to eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
They start the drive with Cook. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Their first play from scrimmage is a pickup of 13. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks from him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside. They didn't allow any leakage, and anybody could run him down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys, good. Yeah. Backside guys,
meh.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I've had better.
Okay, either way, worked out quite well, didn't it? A nice sizable gain.
The numbers a week ago for Cook. 19 carries, 101 yards.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Allen swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a first down.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
To throw again on 2nd down. Allen. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Allen to throw once more. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least. If they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
The kick by Bass is good. And the Bills' opening drive yields 3. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. Now we get our first look at the hometown kid, rookie Kenny Pickett from the University of Pittsburgh, as he leads the Steeler offense out for their first possession. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. Well, this defense for the Bills, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win. But
their loss last week, they couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Meanwhile, here, a run on first down really backfires as he's going to be brought down well behind the line of scrimmage.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
On second down.
These guys off the edge are already tough to contain when they're protecting a stationary target. Ask them to hold their blocks when a runner is struggling to find a lane, often an impossible task. Regardless of the outcome on the scoreboard, that will be one of this game's biggest stops.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
They are such a talented team at defending the perimeter and taking away throws to the outside. Great confidence, great skill.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. McKenzie now to return it. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
James Cook and the Buffalo offense returning to work now.
Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield creating extra blocks.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo 1st down.
The Bills at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they're hitting their stride of late, winners of 3 of their last 4.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a 1st down.
Now that's a defensive coordinator's nightmare right there. You're covering everyone, and the guy's not even the intended receiver ends up making the play.
Right place, right time, I guess.
When that ball's tipped up in the air like that, you've got to go up and get it. Offense and defense, and in this case, the offense ended up grabbing it.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. On second down, Cook. And this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And it's a fumble. And it looks like Steeler football. It is.
Fumbles are costly, but that one really hurts because he had the 1st down.
Yeah, that's all he needed, right? But the problem is we coach these guys to try and get more, but that doesn't count if you don't bring the ball with you, does it?
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. After 1 on EA Sports.
Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2.
2nd and 9 now from the 21.
On 2nd and 9, Pickett. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side.
Just a gain of a couple there. 3rd and 7 now.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Throwing on 3rd down. Here's Pickett. The throw for Claypool is intercepted.
Tre'Davious White with a pick. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown.
And no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick-6.
And it's plays like that one that made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Coming up in prime time here in Week 5, a couple of division rivalries on the docket, beginning tonight in the AFC North with the Bengals and Ravens from Baltimore at 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, Raiders and Chiefs from Arrowhead in the AFC West. Pickett leads his Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs.
At their own 18.
Harris will start the drive out.
And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Oh, right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
On second down, it's Snell. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
45 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's another carry for Harris.
Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Now Pickett will look to pass it.
And this is going to be intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick.
And the Bills will take over possession here up at the 44.
They have been struggling to put points on the board so far. While you don't want to lump it all on the rookie quarterback, he's definitely the root cause. And all rookies, they have those learning experiences in their first year. What they're hoping for is that he can learn on the fly, work through his struggles against his defense, and at the same time, still find a way to put them in a position to win.
Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. To the air, Allen. Crossed the 45 before going out.
14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
Defensively, they came into the game with the understanding they're going to have to slow him down on passes just like this because he was over 100 yards receiving a week ago. And you know they want to get him involved here as well.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. Because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Here's Allen. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
And they've used him in the passing game to great effect so far. And here they get it to him again on the screen, and it turns into a nice positive play.
Right back to Cook for another completion. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead. And part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here.
And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. James Cook, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. And now out come the Steelers. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the plague did on the last one.
The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
Now that certainly solidifies how to attack this 2-minute drill right before the half. I don't think they were going to try and run out the clock, but now after that big play, their thoughts are certainly of trying to score and get some points before the half.
And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Pickett. It's Najee Harris now on back-to-back plays with a catch. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Pickett, he's going to throw it again. He gets this one to jump, puts it on the carpet, it's out. Now this is picked up by the Bills. There he goes, right side. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. Pickett right back to the air again. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Jair Elam makes a pick, and the Bills are going to get the football here at their own 23. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. And the Steeler pressured too much here. He's going down. Chris Wormley in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry. He's got a man, complete. Stephon Diggs. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first two quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
An extra point by Bass, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with time quickly.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we've reached halftime here in Orchard Park with the Bills taking the lead into the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you.
Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Here's Bass now to send it away. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Now, once again, Kenny Pickett leading his offense out. And that first half was nothing short of a disaster. 0 points on the scoreboard and a big 3 in the INT column.
So they've got to get him going, obviously, right? So you've got to get him in rhythm. And we always think of short passes. I think of jet sweeps where they just kind of toss the ball forward. You know, that counts as a forward pass. And then you can say to him, look at that. You complete 3, 4, 5 in a row. Now you've got to get your confidence going.
Throwing again on second down. Pickett, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. .43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and that will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Bills to take over. They got the victory last week. That was against the Baltimore Ravens, and they have the lead here as well. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Beginning this series with a handoff to Cook. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, Their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much. And
he's got him in, complete. A big play here for Buffalo, 46 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. 57 yards rushing for him now to this point. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Cook. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. James Cook, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Bills have opened the lead up to 30. The extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Back to throw, Pickett. Pass complete, George Pickens with it. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. James Cook running back out now. He's hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
Here's Cook again. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first. From the gun, it's Allen. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Cook up the gut. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
And there's the first tackle of the game for Carl Joseph. He's one of those safeties that you can utilize in any way you want. But I will have to say, I think the number one thing he does best is tackle.
He's got the hook up with Diggs. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 38-yard line. 3 quarters have come and gone. Back now in Buffalo. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now a give running right. It's Cook. Down at the 35. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. This one tough. They need 9 yards on 3rd down. To throw, it's Allen. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
To throw again on Diggs. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bills are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Pickett leads the Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs at their own 25-yard line. 1st and 10. Here's Pickett. Setting up the screen. Harris. And he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids it. Pickett in trouble, and down he goes. Nick Bonito in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like when I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah. He needs better protection, that's for sure. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
He's got a man, complete. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
Well, that's something you haven't had to talk about much this game. A nice big play right there. But this team, overall, they haven't done a whole lot offensively.
Well, they're still sitting on the goose egg. We talk about defenses having pride in a shutout. This offense wants to get rid of that 0. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Looking to throw, Pickett. And that is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Boswell's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. James Cook and the Buffalo offense returning to work now. He's topped the century mark already, receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground, because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has. 97 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They run it again with Cook. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 44. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. 3rd down, here's a run by Cook. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
I got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now Cook running right. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They'll try the middle with Cook. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. The kick by Bass is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play.
to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Pickett, he'll look to throw it.
Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. To return is McKenzie. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, they came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here, and now the football for the final moments of the 4th.
Yeah, and it was apparent that they were the better.
And that is caught at the 10-yard line.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire.